A China-linked hacking trio just exploited SharePoint 0 days, breaching 400 organizations, including DHS and the Nuclear Security Administration. Can urgent patches and AMSI really stop the next wave of attacks? This cyber arms race is raising the stakes for every network out there. Watch the full video to learn how to protect yourself and your organization.
Gary, moving to thing number 2, we're talking China. Yeah, question we asked in the 5 thing, what's the over-under number of times that we're going to write about China hacking the United States? Not just 25, I think, for the next forever. Cybersecurity, we've seen just a huge rise in vulnerabilities, malware attacks, the whole 9 yards across our portfolio of websites that we manage. But this is even bigger scale. Gary, thing number 2, Chinese state-backed hack compromises Microsoft and other U.S. agencies. Wow, serious stuff here.
Yeah, so China has been conducting something they call unrestricted warfare against the United States for more than a quarter century. It's been more than 25 years that they've been attacking our country in a variety of ways. One of them has been in all kinds of cyber attacks. This month, a sophisticated cyber espionage campaign exploited zero-day vulnerabilities and on-premises Microsoft SharePoint servers to breach at least 400 organizations globally. For people who are wondering, a zero-day vulnerability means that the problem presents itself on the day that you discover it. There's no time to prepare. The organizations that were affected included U.S. federal agencies like the Department of Homeland Security, Department of Energy, and the Nuclear Security Administration, if that gives you a sense of why this matters. They used all kinds of sophisticated techniques. Microsoft and CISA, they've issued urgent patches. They've given all kinds of recommendations, but the attack here underscores the growing scale of Chinese cyber attacks that are now targeting hundreds of entities with ranged offenses and the persistent vulnerability of legacy on-premise infrastructure. They're looking for every vulnerability they can find, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. China has declared war on the United States. They just call it unrestricted warfare. They haven't fired any missiles yet, but they're finding ways to cause pain and problems here.
Yeah, so Gary, I know in the past too, we saw a situation with the solar grid, solar panel infrastructure, China inserting, I don't know if it was bugs or scripts or whatever for them to access, and then from there destabilize the grid. I mean, is that a similar comparison to what we're seeing in 2025 here, or something completely different?
No, that's exactly what's happening here, Rob. You know, in the United States, we buy almost all of our solar equipment from China. And we talked about this earlier this year in a prior version of the 5 things, that what the Chinese were doing is they were putting hidden vulnerabilities in the inverters that are used with solar equipment that would allow the Chinese government to not only monitor our grid, but also to damage it. And so they literally are putting in the products that we're buying from them. People say, hey, wait, we shouldn't have tariffs on China. The real question is, should we be buying from them? Because they're putting spyware and other kinds of equipment in the things that they're selling us that would damage our grid. And you say, okay, wait, does that matter? Yeah, it absolutely matters. Try to imagine that, you know, you're running a hospital and they damage a grid and your hospital doesn't have power. And yeah, somebody could say, well, the hospitals have backup power. Yeah, they have generators that'll go for a while, but do we really want to be without electricity because the Chinese government decides that? You know, listen, we have had over the last few decades a huge amount of deflation as a result of China selling us a lot of cheap stuff. Here's the question that I want to ask. Should we be examining if cheaper things are worth the risk? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. I'm curious to know. Like, there's no question we get a better price buying from China, but is it worth having these kinds of vulnerabilities and this kind of risk?
Yeah, very interesting question that we could debate forever, and a lot of different angles that you can come at that one. This is this week's version of the 5 things. We're about to get into the meat of the version. The LVS Las Vegas Sands crushes earnings issue, DKI portfolio position. We're really excited to talk about that here in a minute. Please head over to our website, deepknowledgeinvesting.com. You can sign up for a free subscription, get added to our weekly newsletter that goes out, as well as you'll get delivery of premium content that will be gated, but you can consider a premium subscription. Here in YouTube, we host this show every Tuesday, I believe. Gary, correct me if I'm wrong. I was on vacation for a week. 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. The 5 Things goes out every Tuesday, same time, same place on YouTube.